Signore e signori, buongiorno. A nome di Italia.
Good afternoon, everybody. On behalf of the Italian Exhibition Group, I would like to welcome you all to Vicenza Oro September 2023. Thank you very much for being here. I would like to thank all the authorities represented here, and I would like to thank all the organizations of Vicenza Oro and the friends of Vicenza Oro. Vicenza Oro is a reference for the international jewelry industry. It is a reference of excellence with more than 1,200 exhibitors representing made in Italy and the best from the rest of the world, with approximately 34 countries represented in our exhibition. Vicenza Oro is also a platform for the international jewelry community, a platform that generates transactions, trade, culture, training, education, knowledge, and about 40 events have been scheduled for these 5 days. And we will also organize many other events in our beautiful city that will host the VOS organized for our visitors coming from all over the world that resonates the beauty of the UNESCO heritage, the World Heritage Vicenza City. In the previous edition at the beginning of the year, we said that figures were amazing, and also our September edition is opening with record numbers. We have never had so many exhibitors in our September exhibitions. So a record of exhibitors, but this year, 2023, will not be remembered for these record figures. Unfortunately, it will be remembered for the departure of our president, Mr. Lorenzo Cagnoni. And being a manager in his team, I can say that all these records are the result of his work. This is why I would like to invite the CEO of Italian Exhibition Group, Mr. Corrado Paraboni, who will now take the floor. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Carnello. I would have liked to greet you all today also on behalf of our president, Mr. Cagnoni, but unfortunately, this is not possible today. And it is also difficult to find the appropriate words without sounding rhetorical or hurting somehow a person who preferred to act rather than to speak. However, I would like to thank you all, individuals, enterprises, associations, institutions, our mayor, Mr. Possamai, President Zaya, represented here by Councillor Marcato. Yesterday, also President Zaccato and the Chamber of Commerce were represented, creating a large community surrounding the man who has helped us build the excellence of Italian Exhibition Group. Since Lorenzo Cagnoni was an individual that had so many facets, and I believe that whoever met him appreciated his different qualities. So rather than listing them all, I believe that the most obvious thing is to just reflect about all the qualities of this man.
Grazie.
Thank you. So we have changed our agenda today, but we're here to talk about fairs, and specifically this fair. And when you organize exhibitions, you usually ask the number one question that all journalists ask you. What is new in this edition? Which type of fair will this be? And this question, in the case of Vicenza Oro, has a specific and particular value because the format of this event has changed significantly throughout the years, and it has become so effective that we always try to introduce something new, some sort of improvement without totally transforming such a winning format. And in this case, a spontaneous answer when we hear this question is, so what are you going to find in September or 2023? You will find what you have always found, but more. So you will be able to network, to make business, to pursue the advocacy of this industry. You will find content, internationality. The big effort we've made for this edition, together with our stakeholders, was that of strengthening all our strengths. This is an event which is going to reach a very important target. The edition in January 2024 will mark the 70th anniversary of jewelry events in Vicenza. And it is our intention to view this as the last edition with the present layout of the pavilion of these headquarters. For years, President Cagnoni has worked hard to make it possible for our stakeholders to requalify the fair headquarters. And our group is going to continue on this pathway. We are now in the final phase of the definition of a project that will envisage a significant qualitative and quantitative transformation, since this event is now one of the most important international fairs. It is one of the 3 most important ones, and it has grown so much that when my colleague Mr. Carniello mentions new records, edition after edition, it is spontaneous to ask ourselves, where do you put all these people who aim at participating in Vicenza Oro? We've always made a big effort, and now we are going to do something really significant, supported by the local institutions, by the chambers of commerce, the associations, the companies. We will have to make an effort. We will have to make some sacrifice because we will have to live together with ongoing work, with work in progress. But we are convinced, as our president explained to us, that it is our firm intention to keep Vicenza Oro going in its present venue, also while we are working to requalify this headquarters. So, in such a sad moment, we should not forget the vision, the far-sighted vision, envisaging the development of this fair, of this industry, of these fair headquarters. And I would like to conclude with Lorenzo Cagnoni's words. At the end of his presentations, he always said, enjoy the fair, enjoy Vicenza Oro. Let's conclude in the same way. I believe that organizing a wonderful fair like this one is certainly the best way to collect Mr. Cagnoni's heritage and relaunch our commitment towards the city of Vicenza. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Peravagoni. So let's have a look to the video clip illustrating all the things created by our president.
Proseguiamo dunque con i nostri...
So let's continue with the welcome by the Mayor of Vicenza, Mr. Giacomo Possamai. Good afternoon, everyone. I also would like to join the words of the people who spoke before me. I'd like to mention President Cagnoni. I had the honor to deliver an address during the funeral ceremony in Rimini. When I was a municipal councillor, I had the opportunity to listen to the words of Mr. Cagnoni when he was speaking about the idea of the merger of the two trade fairs, i.e. combining two great trade fairs, opening up to the world, and the merger between Rimini and Vicenza was not a reason to see it as a loss for the city of Vicenza. He used to speak about a great potential. The previous speakers, Mr. Carniello and Mr. Peraboni, indeed reminded us that great vision that he had has already turned into reality. And this is a great opportunity to remember President Cagnoni, because we see that Vicenza Oro has been growing and is still developing very fast and solidly. If we look at the future, and Mr. Peraboni a few minutes ago had mentioned the ideas and the commitment of IEG on the new developments of the trade fair area. I had the opportunity as a mayor to speak about that with President Cagnoni. He had invited us as a local authority to continue to work actively. This is indeed very necessary for us. Sometimes we forget that Vicenza is a real capital city for the country. Just have a look at the number of companies, the export volume, the ability to carry out entrepreneurial activities. It is also a capital city in terms of culture. It is one of the most beautiful cities in Italy with great potentials. And the trade fair of Vicenza is a venue where we really acknowledge the role that we have in terms of culture. This is one of the three most important trade fairs in the gold sector in the world. It's a great opportunity to open up to other cultures, other countries, and to entertain a dialogue with them. And to do that, we need an area of the city devoted to the trade fair, which is up to this commitment. And local authorities are here to support that development. So we are going to develop the area and also the infrastructures which are there to support it. We also have a great challenge. We'll have the high-speed train passing through and stopping at the city of Vicenza. This is a commitment also that we have adopted. So the municipality of Vicenza is there to continue the dialogue with IEG, because we are fully aware of that. I'd like to wish you all the best for this trade fair, and we are starting with the right foot. Thank you very much, and enjoy the fair. Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Now I would like to invite Mr. Andrea Nardin, who is the president of the province of Vicenza.
Porto il mio saluto, anch'io.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad to see that you have come so numerous to the opening ceremony. Vicenza Oro is, by definition and historically, the trade fair of Vicenza in terms of numbers, economies of scale, and efficiency has always been a banner of this wonderful city and the province. This trade fair has been a tool supporting our crafts, our entrepreneurs, and to highlight and to spread the beauty of our architecture in the world. And indeed, more than that, this trade fair has convened the whole world here among our hills, villas, and cathedrals. We have become a player at international level because of the trade fair. I'd like to remind you of the feelings and emotions left by President Cagnoni in the last meeting we had. That is an impact they had on me and on the mayor and to all the people who attended that meeting. He conveyed a very clear and sound trust in IEG and in Vicenza. It's a clear view and vision which has been supported with numbers. He showed us the achievements that we can make. And I also appreciated very much his determination. That was very clear. It's like the tycoons, the entrepreneurs, those people like the captains who are steering the ship. This is what he conveyed during that meeting to us. And we are here to convey that very same determination, that very same clarity to all the partners working with us and together for the Trade Fair of Vicenza. On that day, President Cagnoni seemed to say, I do believe in Vicenza, so Vicenza should be the first entity to believe in itself. That was the feeling that we all derived from that meeting. We, people from Vicenza, through the many actors of this trade fair, I'm thinking of the labor force, the enterprises, the artisans, the people working in the field of marketing and communication, the hotels, the restaurants, which are part and work for the Trade Fair of Vicenza, should be stronger in believing in the role of Vicenza in the province, and we are have good reasons to do that. As President Cagnoni showed us, he conveyed the numbers and his determination based on fact. We have to believe in that all together, not as colleagues or people who are traveling together on board of the same coach. We have to believe in that as members of the same team, as people who are leaving together to go up a mountain. We do that because we share a common objective, a common target, i.e. to summit. I'd like to conclude by inviting you all not to be people simply traveling together. We have to be feeling part of the same team, as President Cagnoni conveyed, and we should share the same determination, and we are all willing to work hard. We are all willing to share the efforts to achieve objectives which are not yet all dreaming, but we should nourish dreams as a province. So, I'd like to advocate that the Trade Fair of Vicenza and the International Exhibition Group could share the same prospects of growth. Thank you very much.
Grazie, invito ora.
Thank you very much. Now, Claudia Piaserico, President of Federorafi, representing the other national jury associations. Thank you, Marco. Good evening and welcome to all of you. I would also like to dedicate my recognition to President Cagnoni personally for the affection and the trust he has always showed towards me, and on behalf of the whole industry for all his commitment to support the jewelry industry. The President became passionate about our industry, and as he often declared on this stage, he wanted to be an active partner to support useful projects for this industry. This was very clear, especially as far as education is concerned. Education and training. Well, we all know that without young people, without involving young people in our industry, and if we do not update our contents for education, the Made in Italy jewelry will be at risk. The portal scuola.net now has 8 million subscriptions, and it is the #1 school orientation portal for young people and their families online. The efficacy of this instrument of communication can be demonstrated. One of the most recent blogs last week highlighted our professionality, telling about the gold jewelry factory in 2023. Well, within 6 hours from this publication, more than 40,000 people viewed it, with many positive comments and many requests to know more. So if we communicate what we do, how we do it, the career possibilities we offer is still one of our main objectives. Then, of course, contents. Our factories have transformed. 2023 is completely different from the past. Education and training must focus on the most important contents, which are technological innovation and our heritage. So on one hand, we need to recover the craftsmanship. On the other hand, we need innovation. And innovation has been the key word in the last 15 years. Innovation, technological development have been the turnkey for the Italian manufacturing industry to overcome the big financial crisis in 2008. And these must still be our two pillars. And we have to focus on these two pillars, especially now that the market is slowing down. Data are still positive. In the first quarter 2023, our industry marked a plus 16%, predominantly through export. In April and May, there was a slowdown. The 6-month data will be available in a couple of weeks, but we can say that the first 5 months have been characterized by a plus 9% over a volume of 4.36 million euros. So we're still going through the positive trend which started during the pandemic. I would like to thank the President of ICE, the Italian Foreign Trade Commission, supporting export. This year, we were able to launch several innovative activities that have allowed us to experiment with new instruments and tools that have proven to be extremely effective. So thank you very much for your support and cooperation, and I wish you a profitable fair. Thank you very much, Claudia. Now the floor to the Councillor for Economic Development in the Veneto region, Mr. Roberto Marcato. Good afternoon. I would like to greet you personally, as well as on behalf of my colleague, Mr. Lanzarin, and our president, Mr. Zaya. It is not easy for me to talk here today because I used to come here to the opening of this extraordinary fair and have a coffee together with President Cagnoni. So we used to meet in his office, have a coffee together and exchange thoughts. And I have always appreciated his speed of thought and his gentleness. I mean, he asked you, how are you? You mentioned 2 points and he had understood everything. We will miss him dearly. We will miss his intelligence, his capabilities, and I'm so sorry to be here today without him. Just 2 quick comments on the fair and this industry. 2022 compared to 2020 has been a year of growth. Export has increased by 105%. And this tells us about the angry capability of the Veneto region to react to difficulties. And this is our trait. It is in our DNA. Even though many still try to explain to us that our model is not suitable to contrast the catastrophic events that are taking place year after year. Anyhow, 2/3 of our companies in this industry have their own brands. This gives us an idea of the quality that we can express. We can be competitive only in this way, providing quality which cannot be repeated or copied anywhere else in the world. The Veneto region is able to elicit emotions, to donate beauty and luxury, and we have no equals all over the world. Thank you very much and all the best. Thank you. Before leaving the floor to Mr. Matteo Zoppas, the ICE president, let's have a look at the video. Thank you.
What is it? It is passion and style, heritage and diversity, creativity and innovation. It is about making exceptional things, talent, inspiration, engineering, design. We know how to make life worthwhile. Curiosity and dedication, bravery and imagination, expertise and precision. Vision, we've got it, but there's so much more to it. We think big while tackling the smallest details. We're imagining future paths while being inspired by our living past. We're builders, innovators, artists and scientists, but as you can see, there's still so much more to it. Everyday visionaries, original and refined, stubbornly authentic, with unmatched quality on our mind. We are all this, and you can be too. Every time you live it, wear it, feel it, taste it, you'll know it's true. It is our brand, cool and unique. Italy is simply extraordinary. Be it.
Quanto è bella l'Italia, eh?
How beautiful Italy is. Well, as I was getting here today, I had the impression I was going to a house without the master of the house. Our president, well, I met him about 6 months ago at the previous edition of this fair. And we said, yeah, we must do beautiful things together. But unfortunately, we did not have the opportunity to do that. Therefore, also on behalf of myself and the ICE, I would like to remember a president who was able to develop an important brand, who has supported many companies to become international, and who has certainly made the difference. So we have already dedicated a minute of silence to him. Please, let's now put our hands together for him, because he deserves this. Thank you, President. Now, I would like to welcome Councillor Roberto Marcato, the Mayor, Mr. Possamai, the President of the Province, Mr. Nardin, President Claudia Piaserico. Thank you very much. You're doing an excellent work. I would also like to greet Mr. Cornello and the CEO of the Vicenza Fair. It is beautiful to work to increase Italian export worldwide. It is not easy. There's so many categories, so many products, so many entrepreneurs. And I have to say that this industry, the fashion industry, with the sub-industry of jewelry, has actually been extremely successful worldwide. As we can see from the figures, the export in 2022 amounted to 620 billion euro, plus 20% compared to 2021. We have reached levels higher than before the COVID pandemic. We all know the difficulties related to the pandemic and the consequences of the war are also significant, with the lack of raw materials, with costs soaring double-digit as far as raw materials, transport and others are concerned. But nevertheless, we managed to grow by more than 20% in 2022. What is going to happen in 2023? One of the most important institutes, the SACE Institute in Italy, forecasts a plus 7%. That is approximately 670 billion euro. This is a forecast made a couple of months ago. Then Germany slowed down, China slowed down, the US is going in the opposite direction. Things have changed. So we are playing a different game. There are different correlations, different links. But at the moment, we have a plus 4% compared to the previous year. And if we were to end the year with this growth, that would mean about 650 billion euro. It's a success considering the present externalities. The jewelry industry, as we heard before, is part of the fashion industry with 88 billion euro in 2022, about 13% of our overall export value. This is very important. And since we focus on foreign trade, it is important to know that out of 10 billion turnover, 9.7 billion in your industry is export. So most of what you produce is exported. And the ICE therefore plays a fundamental role, even though, of course, entrepreneurs are the real players, but we try to support them in many different ways. In this fair, and many of you already know that, we bring 400 buyers, over 1,200 exhibitors, so it's a 1-to-3 ratio. So we take care of them, and we bring them here, making sure that they are in the best possible mood to buy. But then, of course, you have to sell. That's your job. You have to present your product. And that's a true added value of the fact that we are Italian. 15 years of innovation. The Made in Italy brand was born out of innovation year after year. We have accelerated in the last 15 years, but being a brand, a Made in Italy brand, means being more creative. It means growing and improving better than the others can do. And Italians can do that. This is the reason why we can do things well, we can do them better, and we manage to produce items that are well made, very often handmade as well. ICE supports companies in their missions abroad. We have more than 80 offices all over the world where you entrepreneurs can come in contact with us and can receive help to identify potential customers. And we also contrast counterfeits with more than 20 desks all over the world to fight this issue that certainly hurts the Made in Italy brand. And we also have promotional activities to prepare customers and actors coming to the fair so that they know what they're going to find here. And we actually attract them towards these fairs. We have developed projects to disseminate information about Made in Italy items, about your industry, and we also have developed projects which, as we heard before, during the interview of your president, with the large distribution chains, that can be a real engine, a drive to stimulate export. Made in Italy. Okay, it is easy to sell abroad because when you knock at the door of your potential customers, they always open that door. And thanks to you, entrepreneurs, this is possible because you innovate year after year, because you create the growth that we all need, and hopefully we will reach the target of 700 billion euro as export value. Thank you very much.
Avevamo in programma di avere con noi il ministro.
Well, we had envisaged to have Minister Urso here, but unfortunately he could not come, but sent his letter, which I read. Thank you very much, Mr. Corrado Peraboni, CEO and Vicenza Oro. I would like to remind you of the work done by Mr. Cagnoni, who left a few days ago. Welcome to the authorities who are attending the trade fair. This is a very beautiful and large show window for the industry. The sector is continually evolving to meet an increasingly demanding demand for gold, jewelry, packaging, the producers of top machinery. 1,200 exhibitors from 34 countries are expected. 400 international buyers welcome in the incoming program by ICE, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation. The Fair of Vicenza is a great opportunity to enhance an industry where our country ranks among the first 10 operators in the world for jewelry, and with the ability to go beyond difficult times. More than 10 billion euro plus 40% over 2019, which is the reference year before the COVID pandemic. Indeed, you can convey the essence of tradition, innovation, and creativity of the Made in Italy. The Ministry for the Companies and the Made in Italy started a number of initiatives. You are the protagonists and the partners. You also are members of the Organization of Trade Fashion, which convened in January. The ministry is here to support you with a number of tools envisioned in the bill made in Italy, envisioning 50 clauses to support your fight against counterfeiting, to support export and develop skills. In particular, I know that your industry has had problems and still has because of the lack of specialized labor. And this is a problem affecting all sectors of the manufacturing industry. So you need support starting from the school. We have created the Lyceum of Made in Italy. We would like to have kids expert in IT, e-commerce, and all the skills of manufacturing. We will always be committed to defend the arts and crafts, which have to be enhanced, supporting virtuous experiences like the ones you have in Veneto, with the School of Arts and Crafts in Vicenza, and the Technology Industry and School on crafts in the field of goldsmith. I wish you good work. I'm confident that Vicenza Oro will still provide a lot of emotions thanks to the tradition and innovation, enhancing your ability to make, which is fascinating for the whole world. Thank you very much. Signed by the Ministry.
Abbiamo un ultimo video su Vicenza Oro.
And now a final video on Vicenza Oro, and that will conclude the opening ceremony.
If you are searching to explore the finest jewelry, the ultimate and unmatched trends, the purest and most precious gems, cutting-edge technologies, savor Italian excellence. Share unique moments with the best community. And live unforgettable experiences. Then you absolutely must be there too. Discover more.
Benissimo, grazie.
Thank you very much. Now we'll have the family picture, which we very much appreciate, to set this moment for the future. I'd like to invite all the guests who took the floor, and also the Director General and the Prefetto, please. Thank you.
Ci disponiamo qui. Mettiamo la donna al centro. Disse vuole mettere. Grazie a tutti e buona fiera.
Thank you very much. Enjoy your evening.